So good morning everyone. Today we will continue discussing the the principles and forces that shape ethical behavior. So we will now be moving on to letter C, which is ethical values on the job. So it is a set of values based on the ideals of discipline and hard work. It is forming good habits such as focusing, staying motivated, finishing tasks immediately, and more helps to create a good work ethic that will impress employers. So, for an individual's ethical viewpoint, does not develop or exist apart from the real world. Values develop in childhood and youth are constantly tested, and on the job decision reflects the employee understanding of ethical responsibilities. So, an individual's ethical behaviors affect not only his reputation within the company, but may also contribute the way in which they perceive the company. So, business ethic cannot be separated from the ethics in general, and the individual must deal with job problems on the basis of fundamental ethical standards. So, as you can see on the screen, the list names several commonly accepted ethical values of our society. So, what importance do you think each has in your future job? Check those ethical standard that you believe will apply to your job. So if you believe that you have the honesty, or do you think that honesty is the very important, you may check your box, or you may evaluate yourself through this chart. Okay, there are the following, here are the following ethical values in our society. Number one is honesty. Next is fairness, then the obedience to law, compassion, respect for others, loyalty, dependability, courage, helpfulness, self-control, and truthfulness. If you have this of ethical values within yourself for your preference in your future job, you may check the very important, or you may somehow check the somewhat important, or if you do not, if you think it's not important at all, the honesty up until the truthfulness, then you may check, or you may assess yourself through checking the not important. So through this chart, you may assist yourself in the near future, or you believe that you have this following values, ethical values, to be your preference in your future job. All right. So the next is we are not always good. So while culture, religion, books, films, and real people provide us with models for goodness, those same sources unfortunately offer us images of evil. Honesty, truthfulness, loyalty, respect. Most of us have seen the relevance of these quality on the way we do our job. However, we can also think situation in gray areas that make decision difficult on an ethical basis. So we are not always good. The best example is we believe that honesty is essential in business. Of course, this is number one, the honesty. And would you never steal money from the cash drawer or company's money? But we use the company's car to run personal errands. So do you think if you use the company's car to run your personal errands, is still honesty? No, because you are already stealing. What do you mean stealing? Hindi mo yan pag-aari eh. It's not your personal car, but it is the company's car. So malamang ang kumpanya yun, para lang yun sa kumpanya, at dapat gagamitin lang for company errands. But as you can see, there are some employees na especially yung mga naka-assign sa mga may sasakyan, no? Ginagamit nila for outing, for buying some groceries, or panghatid sundo sa mga anak, which is ang kinagamit din nila not only the car sa company's car but also yung gasolina o krudo na ginagamit. So it is considered as corruption, as stealing, because it is not your property. Hindi sa pagmamay-ari mo yun, hindi mo yun pagmamay-ari, and that is belong to. We are not always good because nobody is perfect. Alright, next. Letter E, the ethical conflict. Okay, conflicting loyalties, fears of failure, and or the fear of being fired put our ethical values on the line. So this time, you will check those job situations that would test your ethical standard. So ethical conflict, it is occur when at the interests of two peoples are at odds. So this is the perfect example for this ethical conflicts is the two employees. Silang dalawa ay candidate for managerial, okay? So in order to have sino ang mananalo? Of course, the boss. Ang mga boss ay kailangan mag-evaluate kung sino ang nararapat. So, the two employees are at odds. Even if may kaibigan sila, mag-colleague sila, or karibal talaga in every way, so pasok siya sa ethical conflict. Ngayon, ang magde-decide na tipong sino ang karapat-dapat sa posisyon na yon ay ang evaluation at assessment ng mga boss through their experience, through the work, or through the colleagues na mga assessment, at the same time mga accomplishments. Alright, so next will be the norms of morality. So this means are the rules of morality that people ought to follow. From the different case analysis, we can see that people have diverse standards. There are numerous incidents in the workplace in which otherwise fair, kind, civilized people may perceive as cheating, lying, and stealing as matter of course. They themselves may know believe that they are cheats, liars, or thieves, and while some managers may not believe they are, other manager surely will, to speak our way of acting, which in themselves are worthy of being chosen, even before we know it, and even without our recognizing it, raises a good questions. So, number one question is, why is it that some actions are worthy or are worthy of being chosen? And what is it which give them quality and which account for that characteristic? So that question is often called the question of an objective norm or the standard of morality. Alright. So there are kinds of morality, which is the norms are purely internal. Second is the norms based on current opinions and custom. Then the norm of expediency. Then the norm of preference, situation, to be followed by situation ethics and evaluation. We will tackle the norm of morality in our next discussion because mahaba-haba ito, no? So we will proceed first. Bago natin siya i-tackle, we will proceed first sa letter G, so which is moral and non-moral standard. So what do we mean by moral standard? Involves the rules people have about the kind of action they believe are morally right and wrong, as well as the values they place on the kind of objects they believe are morally good and morally bad. So moral standard, it is the standard which is they believe what is right and wrong. Okay, as you can see on the on the screen. So it means standard is what to do and what should not do. Okay, for example, Kung a-attend ka ba ng formal party, do you think ang dapat mong idamit is mag-short and nakasando? No, that is very wrong. Wrong outfit in the right occasion. Okay, so ano dapat ang susuotin mo? Of course, as a tao, as an individual, as a human being, dapat alamin mo ano ang mga tama at hindi tama, especially when you are projecting your etiquette, no? So, pag magpunta ka na or in-invite ka ng formal activity or formal events, of course, you have to wear formal attire. Okay? So, yung sando at saka shorts, malamang dun yan ipapasok sa mga informal activities. Like, for example, sports, or meron kayong ibang activities na dapat naka-sandos and naka-shorts. Okay, hindi naman pwede kasi na pag maligo kayo sa beach ay mag-gown ka, magtotoksido ka. So, very wrong din yun na outfit na maganda din yung place. Kasi nga, beach. Dapat, anong dapat susutin? Sando, naka-shorts, or naka-bikini, or naka-trunks. Hindi dapat naka-gown pag nasa beach. So, this is a very, very good example for moral standards, which is other people or other individuals may not know these etiquettes or may not know this right from wrong. Right siya na opportunity but wrong siya na outfit. Marami ang hindi pa nakakaintindi nito at marami ang mga wala lang, alam naman nilang mali, gusto lang nilang suotin. Alright, so we'll proceed to non-normal standard. So it refers to rules that are unrelated to moral or ethical consideration. So either these standards are not necessarily linked to morality or by nature lack ethical sense. For example, for non-moral standard, including rules of etiquette, fashion, standard rules in games, and various house rules. Okay, for this one, for non-moral standards, for example, pupunta ka sa bahay ng kaibigan mo. So, it means, pag pumunta ka sa bahay ng kaibigan mo, dapat mo bang ipasok ang tsinelas mo sa loob ng pamamahay? Malamang hindi. Wag mo ipasok ang tsinelas mo sa loob ng bahay, especially if hindi mo bahay, kasi baka nakaapak ka ng pupo sa labas o something madumi na nadudumihan yung sahig ng bahay ng kaibigan mo. So, it's very unethical if you wear slippers inside the house, especially if it's not your house. So, may mga nanay na mitikulosa, especially kung kakalinis lang nila, malamang iwan mo dapat yung sapatos o tsinelas sa labas. Kahit sabihin nila or i-insist nila na hindi, ipasok mo yung tsinelas mo, which is depende na rin sa'yo. Pero, for that standard, for that ethics or manners, dapat hindi talaga ipasok ang tsinelas sa loob ng pamamahay. Alright, especially kung galing ka sa labas. Alright, let's tackle the morality and etiquette. So, morality is the moral code of an individual or of a society. So, morality is the belief that some behavior is right and acceptable and that other behavior is wrong. So, standard of morality and justice in society. So, morality is a system of principles and values concerning people's behavior, which is generally accepted by the society or by particular group of people. So, morality, it is the right and wrong and what is the acceptable behavior of the society. So, ano yung mga acceptable or the examples of the morality? Okay. The number one is always tell the truth. Ito yung tama para sa society. Always tell the truth even if it hurts, even if it's hard. So, please always tell the truth, okay? So, do not destroy other property, have courage, and always keep your promises. And aside from that, do not cheat. So, this is the morality that is an good thing that is accepted by the society or accepted by the society, and do not judge, so on and so forth. So let's talk about the next one, which is etiquette. So etiquette is a set of rules for well-mannered behavior. So etiquette is an unwritten code or rules of social or professional behavior, such as medical etiquette. So etiquette means, yung dito sa Filipino is you have to say po and opo. So that is manner. Okay? May manner ka nun. Pag tinawag ka, Pedro, Pedro, sabihin mo, hindi yun tama. Pero dapat sabihin mo, po, nay, po, tay. So, tama ang etiquette na yun. Because etiquette is unwritten code or unwritten rules yan siya. Hindi dapat basahin, hindi dapat binabasa, hindi sinusulat, but tinuturo at ginagaya. So, syempre, pag tinuro ng isang tao or ng isang elders, dapat yung elders mismo is a good follower. Hindi pwedeng magturo siya na tipong hindi rin niya susundin. Right? That is, etiquette is unwritten code. So, hindi mo yan makikita because it is tinuturo. Another, pag may binigay sa'yo na isang bagay, what will you say? You would always say, thank you. Pasok siya sa etiquette pa rin. Or, may hindi ka naaabot na bagay, pinapaki mo sa ibang tao, or may pinadala ka na ibang bagay at pinaki mo sa ibang tao, anong sasabihin mo? Please, thank you. So, pasok pa rin siya sa ethic, okay? So, yun yung example na mga etiquettes, okay? Next, the morality and law. This will be the last principles and forces that shape ethical behavior. So, law and morality are two normative systems that control and regulate behaviors in a human community so as to allow harmonious and effective intersubjectivity between individuals who recognize one another as bearer of rights. So they have a complementary relationship. Law compensate for the functional weaknesses of morality, and morality tempers the mechanical implementation of positive law through the notion of solidarity and responsibility. So we already tackled the morality. Now we will tackle the law. Okay? So kailan natin masasabi na tama ang ginagawa mo? Okay? Masasabi natin kung tama ang ginagawa natin when we consider following the law. Pag hindi natin finalo ang law, it is considered as wrong. Okay? Pero, pag wala ang law, wala ang batas, ibig sabihin lahat ng ginagawa ng tao ay tama kasi walang batas eh. Walang nagsasabi na mali ito, mali yung ganyan. Kasi walang nakasaad. For example, alisin natin si law sa Pilipinas o sa buong mundo. Or alisin na lang natin yung law ng Diyos, which is the 10 Commandments. If you are a Catholic or a Christian, we all know that the 10 Commandments is considered as the law of God and the law of people. Kasi doon din nakabatay ang batas ng tao. So, for example, number 110, ipang ilan ba yung thou shall not kill. So, pag hindi yun pinatupad, kung wala yun sa 10 Commandments, so ibig sabihin wala siya sa tao na law. Wala siya sa tao na commandments. Ibig sabihin, pwede kang pumatay. It is because it is not written. It is not, hindi yan siya hindi siya kasalanan kasi nga hindi siya nakasaad sa law na bawal pumatay. Ngayon, nasa 10 Commandments siya. Kasama siya sa 10 Commandments. Kasama siya sa law ng Diyos at sa law ng tao. Ibig sabihin, bawal ang pumatay. Hindi pwede pumatay. Alright? Nagigets? So, sa parte pa rin siya sa 10 Commandments, sa law pa rin ng Diyos. Bawal ang makikiapid. What do we mean by makikiapid? Magiging kabit ka. Okay. Sa mata ng Diyos at sa mata ng tao, mali yun. It is because may nakasaad na batas. Okay? Pero pag inalis yun na bawal makiapid, ibig sabihin pag inalis yun sa law or inalis siya sa batas ng Diyos at ng tao, pwede kang makiapid kasi nga hindi pinagbabawal, kasi nga hindi siya nakasaad sa batas. Now, if nakasaad, so bawal makiapid. So, when we talk about the wrong things, kung kailan siya matatama, alisin ang law. Okay? Lahat ng law, lahat tayo tama kasi walang law, walang batas tayong sinusunod. Nagigets po? Alright, another thing. Sa inside the classroom, the teacher and the students agreed that they will parang mag-set sila ng rules and regulation and law sa loob ng classroom. Okay. For example, bawal ang mag-ingay. So it is already been agreed that may batas sa loob ng classroom ang bawal mag-ingay. Ngayon, nag-ingay ang katabi mo. So, may kasalanan na siya. It is because hindi niya sinunod at nilabag niya ang utos na bawal mag-ingay. It is because of that certain law. Ngayon, kung sa loob ng classroom ninyo ay walang law, walang batas na sinusunod, then lahat ng ginagawa niyo sa loob ay tama. Another thing, inside sa classroom. Pag sinabi ng teacher at you as a students agreed na bawal mangopya, ibig sabihin bawal. Pero pag ikaw ay nangopya sa katabi mo, considered ka as may kasalanan because merong pinag-implement at inimpose na law na bawal mangopya. Ngayon, ang teacher hindi nagsabi na bawal mangopya at sinabi niya, sige, pwede mangopya. So, it is considered as right. Kasi pinagsasabi niya, pwede ang mangopya. She or the teacher imposed na pwede mangopya. So, it is considered as right. Alright? Sige. If any questions, clarifications on this certain topic, especially on the overall, which is the principle and forces that shape ethical behavior, we will see each other on the next meeting. I hope you learned something from me today. I hope you stay safe and stay well, everyone. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.